So I just wanted to jump in here and explain deeper on this topic of why this 5-second rule works so well, and it's all for this reason number 3. Because when you count down to 5 and you start taking action immediately, you short circuit the emotional side of the brain, because you don't let your brain have the time to rationalize an excuse for you to stop procrastinating. You see, what happens is when you recognize that you're procrastinating, your brain will automatically want to avoid the fear of actually doing the task because it thinks that it's painful to do the task. So it's going to try and distract you by going on your phone, going on Instagram, going on YouTube, going on Reddit, something that will take your attention away from the brain. Because if you do that, your brain comes up with rationalizations on why you shouldn't do the activity. Maybe your brain thinks, oh, just 5 more minutes. Maybe your brain thinks, oh, I can do it later, I've got lots of time later. Maybe your brain thinks, oh, this task isn't actually that important. But what happens is your brain is so good at avoiding fear, it will literally lie to you and come up with fake rationalizations on why you shouldn't procrastinate. But that gets completely cut out when you use the 5-second rule. Because when you count to 5 and you don't give your brain that time to come up with those rationalizations, you start taking action, you start doing the thing that you know you should be doing without even thinking about it, without even giving your brain an opportunity to come up with an excuse. That's why it's so powerful. That's why you should implement it every single day of your life. Now, there's something important to mention here. You want to do the 5-second rule whenever you procrastinate. And every single time you do the 5-second rule, you want to take action. Add the pressure onto yourself of the fact that if you fail the 5-second rule, then it's going to be kind of broken. There's 2 ways to look at it. You add the pressure on yourself and say, if I don't do this now, then it's not going to work in the future. That is good, and you want to be adding that pressure onto yourself. If, however, you do the 5-second rule and you don't end up procrastinating, you've obviously got to forgive yourself. But I think by adding that pressure of if I don't do the 5-second rule and I don't take action at the end of the 5-second rule, it will work, it will stop working forever. You've got that urgency and that pressure on yourself that will make you never fail the 5-second rule. I've done this thousands of times, the 5-second rule, every single time it's worked. And there's sometimes where it's kind of grim. There's sometimes where I count to 1 and I don't take action. But as soon as I recognize that, I count from 5 again, and I better do it the second time. And if I don't, then I'll be angry at myself. So, count to 1, count from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just like a rocket launch. Take action. Don't even give your brain the chance to come up with an excuse.